All right, hello. Welcome back to Kellen Real Estate. As always, thank you to everybody who's been liking the video, subscribing to the channel. Greatly appreciate it. So to get right into this one, so actually, I kind of had this idea. I'm 34 right now. I started doing this back when I was 23, and so I had the idea about how to, I guess, in a way, deflect certain things off of me. So I kind of had what I call now my imaginary partner. So when I was young, doing this, I'm still young now, but when I was even younger, I looked young. Back then I had no facial hair. I was a super baby face. I was figuring out the ropes, trying to figure out what to do. So my imaginary partner is who I put things off on when I didn't want to be the one who had to tell a tenant, no, you can't do X, Y, Z. All right, so and I've actually given this advice to some of my friends, who are young or just getting involved in real estate, and people who are definitely non-confrontational. Maybe this is the route you want to take. So my imaginary partner. So let's say one of my tenants say, hey, Miss McFarland, I would love to have a dog. Could I have one? Please. And I don't want to get into the back and forth about, no, you can't have a dog. I told you that in your lease. I told you that when you moved in. I told you that when I bought the building. No, you can't have a dog. So what I did was, you know what? Say, hey, I don't mind you having a dog, but my partner, I said that, certain things, I would run everything by them as well too. And so once I talk to them, let me see what they say. And if they're okay with it, I'm okay with it. But if they say no, then I have to agree, then you can't have a dog. And so really, I already know in my mind the answer is no. No, you can't have a dog. But I would go ask my imaginary partner, who was really nobody. I would consult myself, and I would come back and either tell them face to face, or I would text them or call them later on that same day and say, hey, I'm sorry, but I talked to my partner, and they're just not okay with it. You can't have a dog. I'm sorry about that. Maybe we could do something else, but you can't have a dog. And I would do that all the time. Having an imaginary partner. Literally, I would tell tenants hey, I'm okay with that, but let me talk to my partner and see what they think. And I know there's no partner, but they don't know that, and they have no real way of knowing that. And so literally, I would just put things off if I knew that I didn't want to get into a back and forth with a tenant about something. And I tell people all the time, like I said, the people who are non-confrontational, it's an easy way to kind of give yourself a way out, of a potential either a back and forth or an argument potentially that you don't want to be a part of. I remember one time one of my tenants asked me if she could plant a garden in the backyard, and I was like, you know what, I'm okay with that, because I understand people like doing things like that, but let me just ask my partner whether or not they're okay with it. If they're okay, that's cool. If not, then I'm sorry, you can't do it. So I know I didn't want her having a garden back there. I didn't want rodents and raccoons and deers, especially because my buildings are in the suburbs, so there's deers around. I didn't want that around the back of the building. So I said, hey, I went to my imaginary partner, and I went back and told the tenant, hey, they said no, sorry about that, you can't really have a garden back there, but yeah, because my partner's not for that. And it worked all the time. So it's just something a little trick I learned over the years, especially for the people who are new landlords and they're trying to figure out, certain things as far as, how to deal with issues with tenants, especially if you're face to face. And really, this same strategy, it works whether you're face to face or whether you're texting, calling, or whatever. All right, so just remember the imaginary partner. Always have somebody you could put a decision off on that your tenants don't even know about. Especially if, like I said, if you're non-confrontational, you don't want to get into it face to face. All right, so got some more videos coming up. As always, if you're watching on Instagram, find me on YouTube at Kellen Real Estate. And if you're watching on YouTube, find me on Instagram at Kellen. All right, talk to you guys soon.